What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pokestorian. I'm your host, Matt X. This is another market chat / discussing what the heck is trendy and interesting in the world of Pokemon right now. We'll do a regular Pokehistorian video soon. I don't know, I've got more I want to say about the current Pokemon market. So let's go ahead and do this before I go hang out at the beach for a little bit. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, vintage Pokemon is absolutely doing insane right now. It's hard to say. I'm almost inclined to say I've never seen vintage go this crazy before, but I don't think that's quite true because obviously like during COVID, it got pretty insane, especially with like a lot of like the very early set hypes, such as base set and jungle and all those good sets and what have you. But right now though, like the market has gone from really good for vintage, because I was saying that a couple months ago, like, hey, you know, vintage is doing better than people think. And like a lot of my stuff is selling. But now vintage is white hot, and I just didn't see it coming. And so I was kind of noticing this, and I decided to go through my cards last night and list a couple online just to kind of see what would happen here. For full disclosure, I listed my PSA 6 Gold Star Mew, and I listed my Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny, which is a PSA 8. Gold Star Mew, I put on there for $2,000. Sold in 15 minutes. It's gone. I no longer own a Gold Star Mew, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I've never seen like a card so expensive sell so quickly. Like I bought that card for like $500. So like to see, you know, even a PSA 6 like go for that much money and like to sell in 15 minutes, I'd never seen anything like it. And then I got my Shining Charizard for sale, and I'm still continuing to get offers on that. Haven't sold it yet because I haven't gotten the offer I'm looking for on it, but I'm going to keep it up until it sells at this point. But this is so white hot. I've never seen like anything like it. And it's like, it's a good lesson, right? Like it kind of reminds me Magic the Gathering, and I don't really like sell a lot of Magic cards anymore. And you know, I was really more involved with like playing Magic back around like 2012 to 2015. But you know what you would do, like at least when Standard was the format, I don't even know if people hardly play Standard anymore. But like typically, you know, if you had cards you wanted to sell, you'd wait for like some of those like cards that you were looking to sell to come back into rotation and be like playable in Standard. At that point, like the prices on them would go up, and that was a good time to sell. Using that to relate to Pokemon, it's kind of the same thing here, right? Like I said in my last video, like the time to sell Scarlet and Violet was a few months ago, and like if you're looking to make some money off the cards you've had, especially the ones you don't like that was the time to sell. You know, you sell when it's hot. And now we're in a vintage market where vintage is white hot, and also like promos. So like that's what I'm doing too. You know, I've sold some promos as well, and like that's kind of what I do here. Like if I'm gonna like try and like make a little money off my cards, is like I am going to go with the trend. Like whatever is white hot and people are interested in it, that's what I'm gonna focus on selling. Like I'm not gonna be trying to sell too much vintage when modern's doing good, or vice versa, or trying to sell, I don't know, Pikachu ponchos when people are really into the Munch Scream promos or something like that. Like you got to follow the market and what people are obsessed with at the moment. And, you know, I don't know what causes people to all get so obsessed about the same stuff in such short amount of times. I guess it's just the collective hive mind of the internet, and it's kind of a fascinating thing to see, really. But I'm not going to question it. And, you know, as I've mentioned before in my previous videos, I've got things I'm working towards. So, like, if I got big chase cards that I can sell, and they're going to sell, like, just like 25-cent candies, I'm going to go ahead and sell them, because that's ultimately, you know, part of being in the collectible world is, you know, you're gonna sell certain things, you're gonna buy certain things, and certain things you're gonna hold forever. Now, full disclosure, I'm not gonna sell like all my vintage collection, because I absolutely love my vintage collection. But you know, I went through a few cards that are expensive, and I'm like, you know what? This is a great time to sell these cards, because if I list them on the market, they're gonna go quick, and like you just don't see that very often. So my advice to you is, if you got some vintage cards that you're looking to offload, do it now. Like this is the time. Like this kind of white hot market, I'll keep using that term, it doesn't come around every day, so take full advantage of it. But obviously, you know, if you got some of your favorite cards, make sure you hold on to some of those too. Anyways, I'm going to the beach. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Goodbye.